Luckily for me, I don't have any kids yet, but at my age, it's more common that women in the dating market do have children. And if you know me, I really love kids. Like, I fuck with kids. I think they're little sponges you can teach, make them to be cool people and all that shit. So I don't ever treat kids wrong. And I always tell the women, I don't believe in stepkids whatsoever because that's still just your fucking child at the end of the day. I'm not gonna take care of that little motherfucker. I think the easiest way to drive across how you're feeling to someone is kind of put it in words that they can relate to, or maybe not even they can relate to, just that everybody universally can relate to so that it's not really, misconstrued or misunderstood. For example, one of my favorite ways to do this is if I ever really hate something, like let's say if I have a terrible meal at a restaurant, as soon as I'm done, just to let somebody know how bad that meal was, I'd be like, damn, that meal was probably just as good as Michael B. Jordan's acting. I find it that white people always argue about the most trivial shit, like if pineapples go on pizza, but none of them ever had any discussion as to why the fuck they were putting their kids on leashes. I can only imagine that getting a woman pregnant from a one night stand is kind of like standing behind somebody in the gas station who's purchasing lottery tickets. You really only came here for one thing, but now you're stuck for what seems like a lifetime. In this world, there are two very special type of dumb people. One is the type of person that pronounces the word faux as fox, and two is the type of person that goes to a McDonald's and expects good service from random 16-year-olds. I find it really interesting how unintentionally inconsiderate we can be of other people's lives. Like, just imagine writing "Have a great summer" in the back of that kid's yearbook, not knowing that he has to go home and fight 12 rounds with his drunk dad every single day for the next 3 months. As I get older, the newer slang and shit like that, all the new sayings, gotten to go over my head. I feel like I'm a little bit out of touch. Recently, this push and pee thing has become popular, and when I first heard it, I thought it had something to do with like the ism or something like that, but I was completely fucking wrong. Apparently, push and pee is just going around bragging about how much you're tricking off. In a world where things are ever changing, there is one thing that has stayed consistent this entire time. And that one thing is Olive Garden's unlimited breadsticks and salad. And although Olive Garden is just an Italian Denny's, those fucking breadsticks and that salad have saved countless lower middle class couples from divorce. I actually have a friend who's pretty well off. He done stacked his paper. He's pretty much set for life and all that jazz. But he still refuses to work at any job that's not a fast food job. And his reason it is, he tells me at least, that he likes big women. And he knows fat bitches just can't fucking resist the smell of french fries. I think it's really sad that we live in a society that judges grown men for showing their emotions and showing their true feelings, and we don't even take a single solitary look into those weirdo fucking adults that are still obsessed with Disney. When you really think about it, TLC is mainly to blame for global warming because before No Scrubs came out, motherfuckers were more than happy to, hop in the car and roll 4 deep. After No Scrubs came out, motherfuckers were scared to death to even hop in the passenger seat. Single mothers, if you missed out on Valentine's Day this year, don't be too sad. Know why? Because this time of year is really your time of year to shine. You've been sitting up there all last year with them 3 kids. They've been getting on your nerves, this, that, and the third. But now you finally get some money from them motherfuckers, and you might actually be to pull you a man for the next 3 or 4 weeks till he runs your car into the ground and shit like that. Sometimes you'll see a chick on social media who seems like she's constantly going through men. Like every month or two or so, she has a different guy living with her. But you also notice when she posts pictures that there's like really no furniture in her crib, and you just sit there and think like, damn, if you really can't find true love, at least you get you like a love seat or something. The Super Bowl is here. It's finally among us, which means Sunday, people's houses are going to be packed with people who are saying, I'm not here for the game. I'm here for the party and the commercials. But what gets me about that is that the people who watch the Super Bowl for the commercials are the same exact people that pay double, sometimes triple the price for their streaming services so they don't have ads. Just make that shit make sense to me, please. If you've ever dealt with someone that you love that's had an addiction, you know just how hard that can be. Sometimes the signs are very evident. It's right there in front of your face. Sometimes you can't even tell at all. I had a friend who was addicted to meth, and you couldn't tell from their face, the way they acted, anything. The only way we found out is they opened their garage, and a bunch of catalytic converters started falling out. It is my firm belief that anybody against abortion should be required to adopt 3 kids with no less than 10 silver cap teeth apiece. I always found it extremely funny when people would say that pastors' kids were the worst kids, when pastors were actually the worst husbands because they were fucking the entire congregation. Please stop telling your kids they can be whatever they want to be when they grow up. I had a kid come up to me the other day and he said, Mister, guess what? When I grow up, I'm going to become president. And I looked at little motherfucker in the eyes, and the only thing that was going through my mind was, I know your mom, I know your dad. Both of them are dumb as shit, and they didn't teach you how to read. You're probably just going to end up working at Best Buy, my man. Motherfuckers will sit around all day and complain about having to pay $200 a month in child support, knowing damn well they spend way more than that on weed in a month. And it's like, damn, bruh, if you ain't love the little bastard, just say that. I've always said, if you're going to commit a crime, do it well, because the street life is good and all until you're in a cell sitting between another man's legs, letting him braid your hair.